Today I'm going to talk about a very common condition called craving. Craving for a drug, craving for some form of stimulus. What exactly is craving and how does it manifest? Well, it manifests in anxiety, it manifests in mood swings, it manifests in insomnia, it manifests in being here, wanting to be there, just restless anxiety, and often a craving for substances to satisfy that feeling, that physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual state. Well, we were brought up as children being rewarded by sweet things, cakes and cookies and so on, so bribery and basically bribery and rewards. And we've carried on that tradition often throughout our lives. And, as we get older, we discovered certain substances, different drugs and different ways to kind of ease that craving, anything to ease that craving. It gets us in trouble. Ultimately, creating a serious addiction problems where we end up dependent on certain medications and things to kind of mask that craving over, and then maintaining on those drugs, which again creates more side effects and more attempts to level that state of mind. I equate craving often with low blood sugar states. Maybe not entirely, but quite often it's a low blood sugar state, which manifests in that state of mind and body and spirit. And I would like to say that, I've, over the past 40 years and 30 years before that, my family was rife with addictions. My father died a horrendous death, and my two younger brothers also died as a result of overindulgence in alcohol and drugs. And and so I'm in a setting, I'm in a workplace, professional setting, helping my own deal with those issues of craving and anxiety and trying to come to an understanding. And I use a lot of different integrative therapies to treat different addiction-related problems and complex pain issues, acupuncture being one. I learned the NATA protocol and became a NATA trainer for a number of years, sticking needles in the ears, the auricular therapy. And yeah, that was great. But half hour every, day or two or three, it's not enough, especially nowadays when we got a system where we're overwhelmed with, the opioid crisis and addictions in general, and the benzodiazepines. So through study and research and learning from great people like Dr. Robert Becker and Dr. Bjorn Nordenstrom and others, Korean hand therapy, Dr. Tai Wu Yu, and all these people who are using acupuncture and actually electrodes. 1999, I learned to use electrodes on the hands and ultimately in different therapies like Tong-style acupuncture, where you just place electrodes on different acupuncture points, largely on the hands, on the ears, the face, the feet, the toes, and more protocols I'm learning almost weekly that you can put electrodes anywhere and treat that pain problem, or treat that tooth problem, or treat that back problem. There's lots of protocols, they're endless. But the basic ones that I have in my book and my app, on my website, the simple application of electrodes, copper and silver, gold and silver, have profound effects to treat those symptoms of craving, the anxiety, the restlessness, the insomnia, the digestive disorders, the constipation, it's all, I've worked in detoxes for 30 years. I've worked in outpatient clinics for many years. Now I'm working in a treatment center where I get the opportunity to fraternize and treat people who are really motivated to change. And, you know, it's a delightful setting. I look forward to it every day so I can go and have an influence on these people who are in recovery. But it doesn't matter if you're on the streets in downtown. If you know the simple protocol of placing the electrodes on your fingers and your toes and different parts of your body, you can treat complex problems of all kinds, pain problems of all kinds, and that anxiety and the insomnia and all those things. This is not rocket science. Researchers have been using this, learning about this for years, but they're stuck in the laboratories or they're stuck using this very expensive electrically generating equipment, which requires years of training and so on, and they still don't get it right. If they combine and merge the science of bioelectricity with the science of a 5,000-year-old traditional Chinese medicine methods, understanding energy, qi and microcurrent, qi and meridians and acupuncture points, you will get it right every time. It's automatically dealing with correct polarity when you use that combination of blending bioelectricity with Chinese medicine techniques and protocols. So anyway, that's a simple explanation. Just going a little deeper into it, what that electrical field resulting from the placement of electrodes on acupuncture points creates that electrical field which stimulates the tissues, the cells and the organs. When you apply the electrodes on the acupuncture points, like for example the Jingwell points on the fingers and the toes, I've got them on, well, here they are here. Silver, copper, silver is gone, but there's a copper, there's a silver, and there's a copper. Stimulates all the meridians, and it clears a lot of pain everywhere in the body. But sometimes you want to treat simple acute pain problems like tooth problems or back problem or constipation even. Select certain meridians that go through those organs and those tissues. But yeah, so that electrical field will open up those ion-gated channels in the cell membrane and will balance the electrolytes and the pH and stimulate the mitochondria, generating the ATP energy, healing energy that we all thrive on, we need. And also, even I recently discovered that electrical field will stimulate the endothelial cells, generating nitric oxide, which we need to heal ourselves. And it can happen almost immediately when you use the correct protocols, using the correct electrodes. And in this time where we're living now, where we have the opioid crisis, a global crisis where 100,000 people are overdosing or suiciding every year in America alone, costing society, the taxpayer, over $2.5 trillion a year for opioids alone to treat this plague that's haunting our society and affecting every one of us in some way or another. It could be the simple craving for sugar, causing the hypoglycemic states. You know, we call it white death. Originally, it's the original sin, the original thing that got us into these troubles to begin with, is our dependence on white sugar, brown sugar, carbohydrates, overindulgence, an imbalanced diet where we need protein, we need vegetables, we need a balanced diet to get healthy and overcome that low blood sugar states, hypoglycemia, pre-diabetic and diabetic conditions. What bioelectrode therapy does treat hypoglycemia. It will regulate all those, healing the metabolism of our body, and almost immediately. And it doesn't have to be forever. Once you're stable, this one protocol called the all-meridian method, which we use for opioid withdrawal, it treats those states of mind and body, those calms the emotions and helps you sleep through the night, which you absolutely need for your healing. And so overcome your skepticism, be curious, and just check it out. Go to my website and check out my videos. Check out my YouTube channel. On my website, I have the precise protocol for treating addictions, and anybody can do it. It's available for anybody. Just get the electrodes and a little silicone, and you can secure them to the acupuncture points and treat insomnia, treat anxiety disorders, treat complex pain problems, and the effects are almost immediate. But anyway, I tend to get a little over passionate about this because, addictions has been rife through my family, killing, it destroyed my father, it destroyed our family life, and it killed a couple younger brothers. And it generated some mental health issues as well. And so I'm passionate. And I mean, my problems are not just my problems, they're everybody's problems these days. Many families, most families, have somebody in their families who are addicted to drugs of all kinds, and or just leading a self-destructive lifestyle as a result of, whatever. But the use of bioelectrode therapy is maybe not the entire solution, but it's an integral part of the solution. I learned from pioneers like Dr. Robert Becker and Dr. Bjorn Nordenstrom and so many pioneers in acupuncture and Chinese medicine, how it works when you merge these two sciences, the 5,000-year-old science of acupuncture with the 100-year-old science of bioelectricity. When you put them together, you have protocols and treatment strategies that can treat almost anything based on the electrical field, which is qi. Anyway, enough is enough, and all I say is, don't, overcome your skepticism that such a simple therapy is available out there. Be curious. Try it. Go to my website. Check it out. Anybody can do it. You don't have to be a scientist or researcher or even a therapist. You can do this in the comfort of your own home and treat yourself for that craving, that unsettled, dissatisfied, depressed, moody, miserable state. Because when these electrodes are placed on your body, you relax, you're comfortable, you don't have that craving. Anyway, enough is enough, and thank you for listening, and check it out. Thank you.